Man, salute ATP. It's your boy Rain. Yeah, you know, I was running through my mind here, and I'm thinking about this whole entire situation with the Tim Tszyu, Terrence Crawford, ERROL Spence, a love triangle situation that's going on. So you guys know, as you know, we all know, right? Tim Tszyu lost a fight against Sebastian Fondura this weekend, a fight that a lot of people would say, A, he didn't need to take, but he saved the PBC card by, you know, being the warrior that he is and taking the fight, and B, also during the fight catching a real bad cut on the top of his head very early in the match, to where he probably could have called no contest. Probably the doctor could have got involved in his corner, could have made some better decisions to actually stop the fight right then and there, have it a no contest, which would have gave Tim Tszyu an opportunity to get a rematch. And give him an opportunity to get a full campaign to prepare for a 6'6", 80-arm reach Fondura. I mean, let's be honest. At the end of the day, it's very difficult to prepare for a fighter like that in 10 to 12 days. So in my mindset, I'm like, all right, what is the PBC going to do at this moment? Well, clearly all you hear about is this whole entire ERROL Spence fight getting coordinated to happen in Dallas. Now, compound that with the fact that Terrence Crawford already petitioned the WBO to activate a mandatory to put him in position to challenge whoever the winner was between Sebastian Fondura and Tim Tszyu. A lot of corporate nonsense going on right now, right? Let's just be honest about that. A whole entire corporate mess here, to where not only is Tim Tszyu getting robbed of his opportunity to get a rematch, being that he did have a rematch clause put in there, but also, to compound it and make it even worse, the PBC skipping over a mandatory has been activated by the WBO now, and from what I understand, they have until about April 25th to go ahead and work that out, or it's going to go to purse bid. So putting Sebastian Fondura in a complicated situation, to where this fighter to me doesn't give me the energy of a fighter who's so money hungry as much as legacy, right? You have different fighters, two categories of fighters, just to make it simple. I'm sure we could branch that out and make it a little more complicated, but two branches that we have: a legacy and we have currency. Now, obviously, when you're dealing with the Floyd Mayweather type characters in the game, or the Gervonta Tank Davises, they make their opinions very clear how they feel up front, right? At the end of the day, they're currency over legacy. But you still have those legacy fighters out there who would always choose to do something like keep a championship and defend it against a pound-for-pound best fight, the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, who's a two-time weight class undisputed champion, one of two in the industry right now as far as the men are concerned, not including Clarissa Shields, who's actually the first boxer to be a two-weight class undisputed champion in the four-belt era. But, you know, I digress to say that that fight with Terrence Crawford and Sebastian Fondura would be a legacy-driven fight. Now, clearly, you know, Sebastian Fondura has options here, but when you heard him on his post-conference interview, right, the post-conference interview that he had, when he was asked a direct question by a reporter there, who said to him, by any means, is there any reason where you would be willing to go ahead and vacate a WBO title that you just got right now to get a fight with ERROL Spence? You know, Sebastian Fondura didn't seem very confident in saying, what he definitely didn't say is yes, he'd be willing to, but he also compounded that, or added something that to say that, listen, there's ERROL Spence, and that'd be a great opportunity. I would never, you know what I'm saying, shy away from an opportunity to fight ERROL Spence, but at the same time, Terrence Crawford is the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, and he'd love to fight him. Take that however you want to take that, right? But one would ask, if Sebastian Fondura did ask or request, or, you know, in my opinion, activate his right to fight who he wants to fight, would he choose to, out of his own free will, fight Terrence Crawford, A, and B, would he choose to keep his WBO title, remain a unified champion inside of that junior middleweight division, putting him closer to being an undisputed champion, to just now having to get two of those belts out the way right now and add them to his to the belts he have and become an undisputed champion as well? Or would he take the advice of what I believe the Al Haymans, Leonard Ellerbys, and whoever the bigwigs are, even including his own manager, who I looked at a little bit with an awkward eye just to see how confident he was, that you could tell very you could tell that he wants that fight with Errol Spence. He wants that opportunity to pack out 80,000 plus people inside of Dallas Cowboys Stadium to have Errol Spence and Sebastian Fondura have this big show out, and obviously this big payday. And I'm sure there's no coincidence at all that Samson Leibowitz would probably make a way more money for his own pockets, right? Being that I'm sure he stands to make a percentage of whatever Sebastian Fondura makes. He's clearly looking to push Sebastian Fondura in the direction of fighting Errol Spence. But the legacy fighter in Sebastian Fondura, is he going to get an opportunity to chase his ambitions? Does his ambitions count in this whole entire fiasco? Because I think if he's a legacy-driven fighter, the choice is clear who he should be fighting. He shouldn't be A, giving up or vacating a belt that he just earned, and B, the legacy fight would be the guy who beat Errol Spence, right? Dominated Errol Spence. Beating him would do way more for his legacy, beating the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, than fighting an Errol Spence who just got dominated in his last fight. But you guys let me know what you think. Put in the comments, should Sebastian Fondura have an option to fight who he wants to fight? And if he's a legacy-driven fighter, what's the fight that he should be fighting? What makes more sense at the end of the day? Does a legacy-driven fighter vacate a belt to go do a money grab in Texas, or does he fight the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world? You guys let me know. It's your boy Clay Moraines at ATP Combat Media. I won't forget to shout out to my subscribers. Really appreciate you guys. The channel is moving slowly but for surely. I really appreciate all the support I've been getting. If this is your first time seeing this content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit your bell icon so you get all the alerts when this content is dropping. And at this point, we out. Rain!